welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. As always, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button so you get notifications. We are gonna doing the double span spin recon. For those of you who do things like the WTRL or the ZRL will know that April's routes for races have been released. And we're doing the recon for the last race because we've been working hard all day doing all the others. So there's that. There is most definitely that. So we're on the gravel bike. We got like 128 kilometers to go for our next upgrade. Thanks for everybody that participated in the race yesterday. I have to say that that route is tough. Gravel, it was fun to do a gravel race though, at the end of the day. I think it was a ton of fun. So if you're looking for a ride to do and you want something chill, we are doing this route. It is late joinable. You can jump in. If you're on the Paint Inc. Discord, or sorry, the Paint Inc. Club on Zwift, it is there. You just have to go there and check things out. If not, you can get there via the Discord. But we're just slow rolling this. It's nothing spectacular. Like I said, we're on a gravel bike on a road route. Double span spin, 3 laps. I believe it's 4 for A and B. I'm not quite sure how this route goes. It's got a couple, I think, punchy punches along the way. And it is quite a long, lengthy lead-in by the looks of things. So, should be fun. Good times. Hey, Alex. Hey, I guess I'm doing some stretching a bit early today. Yeah, it's, this is a time switch thing. This is my rate, like, this is 4:30 here. This is usually when I would be racing normally, so if it's peculiarly, or if it's early, that is why, because of the time switch. 26, it all goes back, though, at the end of the day. Just the way it is. I didn't plan on streaming today, but because I haven't done this route and I need it for the ZRL, here we are. That, and I'm going to try to get the Alpecin de Kernick, or Alpecin Phoenix, used to be de Kernick, Alpecin kit. Apparently you just kind of like blast, do the workouts, do a little bit, roll for a few minutes, and it counts it. So we're going to do that. I may or may not do the full laps here as well. We'll just kind of see how it goes. But it is open to everybody that wants to kind of join. There's a big blob of people who may encourage me to do more than just the lap. But the interesting thing with the new ZRL is that they're going to have draft fans, power-ups for the team time trial, which is going to add an interesting dynamic, I think. I kind of already have in my head how people probably should use them, which makes the most sense to me, but doesn't mean that it is going to be the way kind of thing. So it looks like we've got a long lead in, like that's a long lead in. Oh yeah. Yeah, ZRL will be same as usual. Yeah, because Europe changes clocks on the 26th. That's a long lead in. I should have put that in the bet bot in the Discord. But like I said, I've got it set for 3 laps. I really only have to do 1. Maybe I'd get a DNF. It still might happen. Because I do want to get the Alpecin kit. And this is going to be slow on the gravel bike at my pace today. Yeah, super long lead in. Oh, has anybody done this route? I have not. I mean, I guess I'll get a completion badge. I imagine when they did the map unlock, I mean, I did a lot of those routes as races, but I think there was more bonus stuff that I didn't do. Well, this is a circuit. So this first part leads in to what will be a circuit. Not a ton of elevation, but to the same extent, like you can see the sprints or climbs. Yeah, New York's really bad now for this. Like, well, this is smart for programming wise. Like, it is not what I would call very exciting, because this is deadpan flat for, like, there is zero. So bigger guys like me might be okay. We'll just be lazy and sit in the draft, to be honest. But if you're a small guy, these probably suck. Like, there really is nothing to these, which is kind of terrible. And I guess there's these power segments, which is kind of the thing, but still. $125K to go to my next level on the gravel bike. So, I mean, really, that'll be done this week, which leaves me 2.5, 3 weeks to get the next level, which is completely attainable. I mean, other than the racing itself, which is 60K in a week, the rest of my mileage is all training stuff, so. And on the low end, that's, take out the 60 is probably 190K in a week. So 2 weeks will be done. I'll be back on the atomic cruiser. Hey, Miguel. The man with white socks and flip-flops on a set of rollers. What possessed you to get rollers? And don't get me wrong, rollers are great if you're at an event. You just drop them down. Barely do 60, well, I figure most races are about 30 apiece. So that's where that 60K. Ooh, 5-second power record. No data. And it's going to be smoking fast at about 140 watts. If it even calculates it during a thing like this, which I don't think it does. Now, I hate these escalators as much as the next guy, but when you're free riding, they're the best thing. Because you just kind of go, you don't even really pedal, and it does the work. Oh, just so you get the movement? I mean, that makes sense. Like, I mean, the thing is with rollers is you don't need a motor to run them. So they're great for warm-ups. And they're great for spinning when you're just looking at cadence. Oh, I know. I mean, anything over an hour on a trainer becomes a test of your fortitude. It really does. I mean, and erg mode just makes it worse, honestly. Yeah, rollers are a different beast, man. They are a different beast. Yeah, if you've got something to distract yourself, it makes a difference. It definitely does. Whether that be TV, music, group ride. I mean, that's why racing's good. I can confirm that gravel bike sucks on anything but gravel, though. Which is funny, because in the real world, I love the thing. Was it 2 years ago, I went out with Ryan and a group. And I had the gravel bike because it's late season. They were still all on road. And man, did I have to work to keep up until we started hitting, there's a route that goes to Chestermere Lake here. And there's basically a section where the roots of the trees have broken through the tarmac. And we hit that section. And I went from being at the tail to like blasting past everybody because they were slowing down not to cause pinch flats. It was pretty funny. Structure is always good. It's always good. I mean, that's why, like I said, with having Luca Motz as a coach, keeps me grounded a lot more than TrainerRoad, because TrainerRoad, like, when left to my own devices, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be a lot of the time. I tried the 570, 725, got destroyed. Yeah, I was watching Mike do, I assume you talk about the Zwift games, Miguel. But, yeah, there was those guys are flying, like, you know, Mike's a good climber, but I don't know, Zwift games has brought out the hitters for sure. And I think a lot of it is just people are coming back miscategorized or haven't been racing and have no Zwift score, so. Yeah. That was a lead-in to the banner. Well, there is a sweet spot for people, right? Like, I mean, if I race purely crit style races, and I've done it before, I will pop 570. So I'll go up. So I'll be up there with Miguel, kind of. But I have no business being in that group. Maybe in a crit course I can hold my own for a while, but I mean, I can barely hold my own in my own category for anything climb. Like I said, there's a huge variance of capabilities within racing scores. And you just got to race your race, I guess, is what it is. .562, yeah. That's what I mean. You're like probably comfortable most of the time at 562. There's probably races or types of races that you'll still struggle with. But in your style of race, you're probably pushing that lead. And that's the thing, it's like, depends what you're suited for. I mean, if we look at the Syrup Cup and what I've designed for this month, it is really a different kind of series overall, in the sense that if you're a sprinter, like a pure sprinter, especially yesterday's race, it's not going to be particularly good for you. Some parts will be, other parts won't be. And then next month is going to just be something completely different on a completely different spectrum. So it's going to be hard for other people. And that's just how it is. Like, I mean, that's racing. I mean, yesterday, you gotta watch, I haven't watched Miguel's race in A yet, which I think is gonna be an interesting watch. But, like, watching Brian, I wish Darren had streamed because I would have liked to have seen that finish firsthand. But Brian, you know, he struggles with the punchier courses, but courses like this, he's designed to shine. Like, and I'm even looking at this. This is going to be not fun. This is actually kind of reminiscent of yesterday, I think, a little bit, in terms of course-wise. Long, draggy climb. Brooklyn Bridge KOM. It's not because my power is better that I do well in crits. It's just because my power is different. Like I said, I'm always on the low end of the spectrum of power overall. Yes, the imaginary line. See, and that course is not won or lost in the first 5 minutes. I bet you anything, your race is the polar opposite of what I did for the first 5 minutes. I mean, if you look at my power graph, there's a lot of zero for the first, I want to say 5 kilometers. Yeah, and that's the thing with training. Like, Like I like racing, but it isn't conducive necessarily to improving as best you can. And there's a big difference between, you know, racing every week and then somebody that focuses all their training around a big event. I mean, those are different things altogether. And while it's the same sport and you're doing the same thing, they're achieved in much different ways. I believe it does, Darren, a little bit. But if you continue to win those podiums, you will go up. Like, it's a slow burn, but you'll get there. Like, I think I went up 5 points yesterday. And I didn't have a particularly good race. But if you podium and your power is getting up there, it will make a difference. I mean, the thing is, if you get some hitters in a race that you're in, Darren, and you beat them, you'll see a bigger difference than beating up scrubs like me. This is going to be tough. This is very similar to yesterday's race. I believe so, yes. But for some reason, I think Zwift takes DNF more like you are not finishing to not increase your store. See, and sometimes you want the people to win to actually get those points. I think they should have on Zwift Power, and this is one thing I liked about Ruby, is not only do they have the DNS, but they have the DNF. So I think the DNF should go on your record. And that percentage should be taken into account. Like I said, a lot of people, I think, DNF just to either stop their score from going up or stop it from going down. Either way, it's going to happen. People have mechanicals. You get injured. You know, there's sometimes you're going to have to stop a race. Maybe you've just been sick. But if it's like a long determined pattern, I don't know if I've ever DNF'd. I must have. I'm sure I have at some point. Although I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to that. Like, I don't want to be the guy that doesn't finish. I mean, I see it as punishment anyways. Like, if I'm not good enough to hang with the front group, my punishment is to spend a bunch of time in the middle of nowhere, you know, putting in the hard watts, as we put it, like no draft, just you, spin, spin. That's it. No, it's not good. Hopefully nothing too severe. I mean, it's funny, like, I think this is week 3 since I got sick. I mean, week 1 I was definitely sick. Week 2 was 50-50. This week I feel like I'm still, every once in a while, like a little sniffly, or just got a cough out of nowhere, but generally okay. But like last week, and definitely the week before, I was just hitting arbitrary walls where it's just like, I mean, I talking about DNFs, I did I did not finish workouts. I just hit walls. I'd stop for a minute, kind of regroup, get off the bike, walk a bit, jump back on, and it's just like my legs were like, no, you're not doing this today. Happens. It is the worst punishment, Garrett. It's like, but you know, you're better for it, to be honest. Yeah, and 2 years is a good time to not be sick. I seem to be good for like 1 or 2 illnesses a year. I did have a nice streak. Like, I think it was like at least, like from when I got, you know, the COVID, the first time. After that, like, long time not sick. After I recovered from that. So I felt today. I mean, there are common viral things going across North America, so hopefully it's not what I had, man, because I'll say this, it wasn't horrible, but it was like deceptively hard. I learned that the hard way. See, I like to live in that section for a while, to be honest. There are things that I do that I'm not enjoying, but I'm doing it to get it done. And I like to embrace kind of the suffering a lot in those things. Like, it's funny, I always wish I could have like Coach Steve. I knew I didn't do this route before. And essentially, what he'll tell you is that I am an extremely stubborn man when I'm dialed in, and that there's not a lot that's going to stop me. But that comes from a different thing, and he'll tell you that like it's because I come from a sport where if you quit, somebody just continues to punch your head off. So there is no giving up per se. It's like you're either out or the ref stops it. It's one of the two. You never quit. And no matter how much the bike hurts, it does not hurt as much as getting punched and kicked in the face repeatedly. You don't have to take my word for that. But I also don't recommend you go out and test it either necessarily. My level is currently level 3, Darren. So it should be level 4 by the end of this week. I think we've got I think we're halfway through level 4. And then I should have enough time to kind of level it up by the final race, which I think everybody is doing. I think you're going to see a bunch of Syrup Cup riders for the next 3 weeks riding gravel bikes for as much as possible, just to get that little bit of an edge. And the thing is once it's done, it's done. And then I'll be back to the Atomic Cruiser, so I can get that final bike, so I can get the Zwift bike done. Just curious in fighting if you had a late match, for instance. I mean, I wouldn't eat more than, I want to say, like a couple hours beforehand. Nutrition in fighting is more about making weight for most people, and then getting replenished prior to your fight is kind of it. Most guys, it depends where you sit on the weight spectrum. I mean, you always want to be, for lack of a better term, the heaviest guy in the lightest category. Every little bit helps. There's still an arrow and a featherweight. Because it goes, what does it go? It goes arrow, featherweight, drivetrain efficiency, arrow, featherweight, I think is how it kind of goes. I think it saves you what, maybe because ultimately over an hour, it's 85 seconds over an hour saved on a fully upgraded bike, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even know what level 3 is anymore because I don't really use bikes that are not fully upgraded. I believe the gravel bikes are considered the same like the SL8 and the Pinarellos and all that kind of stuff. So it's the 5 full levels to get it fully upgraded. I think it's classified as kind of like the super bikes. And priced as much, because you definitely have to cycle as much because, oh yeah, you eat whatever you want after the fight. I mean, going into a fight, 6 months, it's like super strict diet. Your whole life revolves around it. For me, at my peak, I was doing 3 days. So workout morning, workout lunch, and then workout from like 5 o'clock till 9 o'clock at night. Rinse, repeat. 6 days on, 1 day off. Kind of thing, so. Two seconds. That means I'm 2 seconds closer to you, Darren, that's all. This still means I'm like 5 minutes behind. That's crazy that it's only like 2 seconds for 4 and 5. What do you guys think the next big bike's gonna be? Like, we haven't seen a new bike in a bit. I mean, the season's coming. My bet is that my guess is Specialized is going to release a bike. From what I'm hearing from people that I know is the SL9 is coming. So I think the new big bike in Zwift is going to be the SL9. And that's going to come out, what is it now, March? I want to say like September this year is when it'll kind of hit the platform. The other rumor is that, and this has circulated for a long time, and I don't put a lot of faith in this one, but like I said, I have some friends that will swear up and down that this is the year that Specialized re-releases the Venge. So, the Venge being Specialized aero bike, it is a fan favorite for Specialized like junkies. Seeing as like a lot of people are on the aero is king bandwagon right now, it makes sense that they would do that, but to me it doesn't make sense because the SL8 is aero. Not full aero, but it is definitely an all-rounder and very capable. So, I don't know. Y1RS? Yeah, that might be a thing too. It'll be interesting to see. Oh, something I did want to mention was, Miguel, you did the CEO championship on Ruby, right? Where you raced the CEO and got beaten, because that happened to everybody. Ruby released some stats, and I think of everybody that tried that challenge, 88 people beat the CEO. And that's it. That's how tough that challenge was. Now they've got a new one on an Ironman for a Trek time trial bike. But this time it's like beat the programmer or the developer, not the CEO. So that one might be attainable. I think they realized that it was just like how crazy that was. And like, I'll never forget, like, I'm like, okay, here's the beat the CEO section. And I went out there and that guy flew past me and I'm like, holy smokes, like, hopefully he blows up, and he doesn't. So I never got my SL8 in Ruby. Although I have the points now to do it, so I have to do that as well. And get that going. I assume most of you have kind of not been on Ruby, or your thing's expired, is my guess. But I'm going to go back and do some racing as well. I'm going to use it to train for a couple things here. I think you guys already saw me do the Canmore Crux route, which there's a good chance I'll be racing this year. I have a big meeting tomorrow, or I don't know if it's what you call it, a meeting or a thing. I can call it a thing. So that should be fun. But yeah, associated with that thing, I might be doing the Canmore Crux, which should be interesting. You're just about to cancel it? Yeah, if you're going to cancel it. Make sure you get ahead of that. You know, I will have mine for, well, a good long while. Yeah, it's the unfortunate thing with all these subscription-based things is that you can't have everything. You got to kind of pick and choose. I wish you could meld stuff together. It would make a huge difference. I mean, for God's sakes, Zwift, give me a damn velodrome. I would be so addicted to that. Yeah, it's a lot sparser there than it is on Zwift. I mean, it's hard to compete with numbers, and you know, community takes a long time to build, and it's hard to build. And you know, it's like anything. When you're first to kind of be there, like, you have a huge advantage. I mean, there is no doubt in my mind that that there is a huge push from Ruby, and that they are doing some good things, but it's going to be hard to bridge that community gap. I mean, just some of the, I mean, I just did that comparison, at Christmas time, and like since then, they have implemented bots. So, again, it's like, if you've ever ridden with a Zwift pacer bot, and it's like, he's too fast, or he's too slow, or he's whatever. They've got it set up where you can program your bot to do whatever you want. You can have a bot do a little bit faster, a little bit slower. You can even have a group of bots. They've done a really good job with that. Like I said, the whole me just dropping the GPX route from the Canmore Crit-In and being able to ride it is huge for me. But again, you know, if you're looking for racing and kind of thing, like ZRL and Zwift is kind of where it's at. Oh, there's a huge difference between the bots. And it's like, they're inconsistent wattage. Like sometimes I feel like it's, and there seems to be a sweet spot for them too, like where you sit in that pack. I don't know, it's definitely different at the end of the day. What are we doing here? Not bad. It's going to be a tough race, this. Like, it's 100 meters-ish. Actually, it's less than that because we got the lead in. But it's a lot of climb. It's going to be a lot of time on the gas on this route. Yeah. There's always Sophia. But even Sophia, like, sometimes she's just way too slow. Like, it's, when I'm slow pedaling like this, it's just kind of like, I want to sit in that kind of zone. Like, I'm not working hard, like, but it's, I do need to move the legs. Oh, there was one other thing that Ruby did. Oh yeah. And crazy enough, like I don't know why everybody doesn't do this that develops something, but they have basically a question now when you log in. It's like, hey, we're going to work on either A or B. What do you want? And you vote, and they're going to implement it. So it's just kind of like you get a direct say in what they're working on, which, I mean, that is the way forward. You know, it's give people what they want. And however you slice it, competition is good because if you got people doing things that are different and unique, it's just going to push things. Like, you can't kind of rest on things. I mean, I can't really talk because I'm like, I pay for Zwift by the year, I pay for TrainerRoad, but like, I just pay for whatever. It's, to me, it's just value for money in the sense that I have the tools available to me that I want. I mean, I spend a ton of time on this trainer, more than I would probably like, but at the end of the day, whatever suits my needs, it's there and it's available. And if you really think about it, all these things are not that expensive. You know, what do? Skip a couple cups of coffee and it's paid for, you know. And depending on the lifestyle you live, like, it's not a huge expense. Hey, George, good to see you. Yeah, it's, I mean, there's definitely an inflationary thing there. I know when Zwift did their big price increase, what was it, a year ago, 2 years ago now? That, thanks, George, appreciate it. Nice to see you in here, my man. Hope all is well. Give yourself a good sleep, my dude. Like, people were pretty upset about that. But again, like, if you're a power user, I don't know, you're paying pennies on the hour probably to utilize it. So could be worse things. I mean, truth of the matter, if the most expensive thing in your cycling hobby is Zwift, you're doing something better than the rest of us, because that is not where the money gets sucked. I mean, I can spend a year of Zwift on a tire. Yeah, there's that too. Like, I mean, somebody sent me a video comparing Coke to fueling a ride and why Coke is cheaper. I mean, that's why I love maple syrup. To be honest, like, I have a bladder, I just pour it in. Works as well as gels, cost me pennies. But I also have gels for like when it matters, because let's be honest, having the caffeine infused ones and ready to go is a good thing. Oh yeah, Darren, huge, huge. I mean, instead of riding a bike, you could be sitting at your local brew house and be $100 poorer from booze and slot machines or one-armed bandits or whatever vice device they got going on. At the end of the day, you're better off for it. I mean, I know my doc, because I'm at an age where it's like, you go do your physical every year. It's just the nature of the beast. But my doc's always like, I'm always concerned about how much you ride. He goes, but then I step back for a second and realize, you know, how you've been your entire life. And then I compare it to the vast majority of my clientele that's your age that come and see me for the first time when they've got serious problems and you don't even know what to tell them. So, I mean, there is definitely that. I mean, jokingly, a guy I work with, he was talking about being sick. And he's like, yeah, my resting heart rate was up at 85, 90 beats a minute. I was getting a little worried when it hit 90. And I was like, what do you mean resting heart rate? And he's like, oh, that's my resting heart rate. I'm like, oh my God. My eyes must have made a face. He's like, what? I'm like, I'm a little high. He's like, no, that's normal. I'm like, what's yours? I'm like, I don't know. Like 42, 52 on a bad day. And he's like, that's not normal. So it's always interesting, I guess. And I'll say this too, like, we'll go out to the mountains and ride and end up stuffing in Banff or Canmore at the end and grabbing something terrible to eat. There is like zero guilt involved. An overactive thyroid, couldn't do any sport being that high. Yeah, it's Thyroid's a big thing. Did you have to get it removed, Alex? Like I know my dad, he got the old slit. Not fun. No way, my resting heart rate is 50s and 40s overnight. Yeah, it's perfectly normal. See what I mean? I mean, the funny thing is, like, if you don't really pay attention to your metrics, you probably don't know, but I mean, like I said, with his last bout of sickness, like I could tell exactly where things fell off the cliff. At one point, my resting heart rate was up to like 70 something. And that's when I knew I was really sick. And like, just like, yeah, I got to stay off the bike because it's not going to do me any good. Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Like I said, my dad had a scar like all the way across from getting his thyroid removed. Oh, that sucks. And that's the hard part too. If things interfere with your sleep, it just makes it worse. Because your body needs that. You know, when I donate plasma, my pulse needs to be over 50 sometimes. Just because they don't want you passing out. It's funny. It's my friend just had, and he's much younger than I am, but he just had his first kid, and you know he's a young endurance athlete and very, very fit. At one point was provincial champ here. And they went to take his blood pressure and blood and all that kind of stuff for taking out this health insurance plan. Because, you know, obviously he wants to make sure that if something weird were to happen, that his kid's taken care of, which is a responsible thing to do. And she put the blood pressure cuff on there. She's doing her thing and like checking his pulse. And then she just kind of stops, looks at him, and then she like takes it off and then resets and then does it all again. Same thing, kind of takes pause, and then she's like, "Are you a runner by chance?" He's like, "No." And she's like, "Do you do any kind of sports, like endurance?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm a cyclist." She's like, "Okay, that explains it." Radioactive treatment rather than the scar. I suppose that's a newer addition. Like, my dad had this surgery like 40 years ago, so I don't think that was an option back then. I mean, obviously, anything that's less intrusive than being cut open is probably a good thing. I mean, for me, there's things that potentially I should get fixed, like the shoulder. You probably notice it hangs different. It's because it's completely messed up. From being separated and dislocated and all that kind of stuff. I could have surgery to align it, but it doesn't bother me. So, to me, it's like, I don't feel like it's an impingement. So I just kind of deal with, I mean, it just visually I can notice. Probably nobody notices until I say something, and then I can retract my shoulders and it's fine anyways. I don't know. I always like the least intrusive thing first. And then go from there. Well, I'll say this. ZRL race 4 is going to suck. It's going to be like yesterday, except on tarmac. And less twisties. Very similar kind of route. Maybe not as pronounced climb-wise. Like it's close to 80 meters a lap, I think. A little bit more than 80, 85. I will have to remember this course though, because I think it'll be a good syrup cup type route. What do we got? 100K to level 4. We'll just take the little downhill here for maximum efficiency of kilometers. Thanks for the ride on, Bill on Wheels. Missed you yesterday, my dude. Yeah, it's... routes like this aren't easy, but it does, because the downhills are long and the uphills are long, there is the potential to chase and be chased and leadership changes. Like watching that race yesterday, like I said, I watched Zwift Power Hours version of our of the race that we did on Monday. And it was really interesting to watch the front and how often that changed, and you know, the battle that went there, and the fact that, you know, Brian was there, Mike was up there, Peter was up there, Darren was up there. At points like Flying Bobcat, who won the race, was like almost 20 seconds behind, and they fought back. ZRL starts April. So this is the last Recon that I have to do. So I'm in the process of doing all the Recon videos for it. So I hadn't ridden this route yet. So I had to ride the route to basically do the Recon. So I had video footage. That's just kind of how these things go. Like I was saying earlier, one of the big key differences that's going to be interesting for the first round, which is always a time trial, is the fact that they're going to have draft fans. And in the first race, Not only will you get a draft fan out of the pen, but there are 4 sprint segments prior to the climb at the end. And you will have basically draft fans all throughout. So it's going to add a new dynamic. And put some thought into it today, kind of what the best strategy is. And I think what's in my head, and I'm just going to soundboard it with you guys, like putting out in a video anyways, it's not like there's big secrets. I think the best kind of strategy for the draft fans is that you're going to want to pull it. Obviously, you're going to want to pull it before you reach the next one, because if you don't use it, you lose it. But if you are in a pace line and you're at the front, when you drop off to go to the back, and I know that depending on who you're riding with in the teams like this is one of those things that not everybody does, because it's a hard thing to do, is when you drop off the front, you drop to the back, you reattach. That's when you use your van power up, because you've expended that energy and you need to kind of save and get back on. And sometimes that drop back can be a little treacherous. So I think that's kind of the draft strategy there. Because the route is cobbled, I'm going to say that potentially cobbles, because there is a little bit more friction there. Draft van might help ease some of that leg pain. I mean, obviously, if you're struggling, you're going to use it when you use it. But the worst thing that any team can do is that you all kind of use it at once. It'll just ultimately be a waste. But who knows at the end of the day. All right, we're going to see about so we got like 98 kilometers to go on that. We're on stage 3. We're looping the 100s because we've already done our 100 whatever. There are my crappy numbers. Training score up. Continue. Now I want to try to do the team camp thing. I am basically going to do whatever I'm not sure how long you got to do these. A slave driving workout. Spin faster. Maybe I don't want to spin faster. Maybe I just want to be a grindy little guy. Spin faster. Oh, 95. I don't want to spin at 95. Honestly want to do the workout. Somebody says if you do a few minutes, you don't have to do the whole workout and you can get the jersey in like 20 minutes. All right, take her easy, Miguel. Thanks for dropping in, my dude. It's going to take it to the 5-minute mark. If it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. Familiar route probably for some of you from yesterday. Take note of the map. This is Serpentine 8, which will be the last route that we race for the Syrup Cup. So expect some fun. Approaching that 5-minute mark, we'll call her. I will say the jersey is pretty cool at the end of the day. Again, it's one of those things that I probably will never wear it, but I feel the need to get it. No, not gonna work. I think you gotta go deeper. Ah, well. Like I said, I am not looking to do a bunch of workouts that I don't need to do. But anyways, that's it for me. Just a quick little ride to get that route done. Appreciate everybody dropping in. Alex, Darren, Miguel, George. And then we had garage cycling earlier as well. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's all fun and games. We are going to race on Thursday. We got team meeting tomorrow. I will catch you all then. Until next time, see ya.